How do furries kiss? I imagine that for the more realistically designed models like in Star Fox, the jaw and the snout would make for really uncomfortable, passionate kissing. I'm sure there's an answer out there somewhere, but I'm just way too scared to join an online forum to ask.
Good Lord.
Man, that Takina caps Takina that you said?
Oh yeah, the Chainsaw Bunny. He actually was probably taken off by now because he said it was free until after Halloween.
Yeah, I bet you some people downloaded that into an MP4 file.
Yeah, myself included. Yes.
Oh yeah, I did that too, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You use what do you use for that?
I just googled download converter for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I just used a website. I don't remember what it was.
Like, see, I have a software. It's called a tube catcher. And it's like they have a site where they update it frequently. Mm-hmm. They actually updated it recently because I guess there was an update on YouTube that blocked downloads, but they managed to bypass that.
Yeah, man, like, one day only, come see tongue monsters that look a lot like Zuckerberg.
Yeah, like I was going to mention that because
yeah, like they look. I'm sorry.
Like the first result, like the first comment in the YouTube comments was, oh, they're fighting a bunch of Zuckerbergs, and like I feel like I would have gotten that even if I didn't see the comments first.
I like his monsters.
Oh yeah, they're just the facial expressions are creepy enough.
That's the thing. It's like, I don't want to say he's not good at it, but his imperfections make them perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine it's intentional. Either that or he's working with his limitations.
Yeah, like, if the only expression you can make is psychotic detachment when they smile, go for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, it disappoints me that he's only making like $77 a month off of his Patreon. He deserves a lot more credit.
Yeah, like, claymation's fucking hard.
Yeah, H. Doom Guy is actually one of his patrons. I saw that in the credits.
They should make like an update, add the tongue guy to H. Doom.
And I actually found out recently, because I was going back through, I watched Pussycat again, and one of the comments is that in the video game Skullgirls, if you like put in like a certain code, then you can actually play Ms. Fortune, the cat girl, as like a skin from, she looks like Pussycat.
Okay, yeah. Pussycat's one of my favorites so far.
Yeah,
It's more horrifying than zombies and tongue guys.
Yeah, because the most horrifying things are like usually stuff that could actually happen to you.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm afraid of like Zuckerberg's chest bursting up into a hentai monster, but at the same time, I don't want to be raped by a pig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you can, I don't have my costume on right now. It's Halloween when we're filming this. I had a flat cap on, sunglasses, gloves, and a cleaver. I'm Jack the Ripper.
Huh. See, I'm wearing a camo T-shirt, so like just pretend that I'm like cosplaying as a hunter. I mean, fuck, like my costume is a hunter.
I was gonna say something far worse about wearing camo and a jacket. I was gonna make a shooter joke. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, man.
I had a feeling you were gonna say that. I wasn't sure if it was. I wasn't sure if it was anybody specific because I was trying to think like, did Harrison Klebold wear it? Or?
Yeah, just like in general. Like there's this. Oh God. There's going to be an era, we're currently, we've always idolized those nut jobs, Pretty soon we're going to get a fashion company like Sunday Hook. And,
I don't know if they're going to push it that far.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. There's probably going to be some like underground movement just to make it much more popular.
Well, there was that Dark Knight Theater thing that I mentioned.
Yeah, the movie.
The movie. I haven't heard anything about it, though. Apparently the guy who, what's his name? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he was like an old actor who did the voice of the cat in A Talking Cat.
Oh, yeah. Oh. The guy who sounded like he just took a shot of whiskey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I was watching the trailer for that.
And you heard the cat?
No, I saw his name, and I'm like, where have I seen that name? Oh my God.
Hey, what if Tommy Wiseau was in? What if he was the big reveal he's the shooter?
I don't know about that. Like, he's probably too good for that.
I'm going to shoot you.
I mean, now that that Best Friends movie is out now, though, it's like I've heard that it's like really bad.
Good, bad.
It's worse than The Room. It's not even funny.
Because he's trying to make money off a meme.
Yeah.
Once they know the meme's there, the game's down.
I don't even think that Tommy Wiseau directed it. It was some other director.
Even then, if they know that there's a to my knowledge, there's only been a few films that were campy and awful that made sequels that were still campy and awful, but were aware and good. Maybe Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 is like the king of that example.
Well, Evil Dead 1 was good, though.
Yeah, but it's still that campiness that led to a comedy almost.
But then you have stuff like Samurai Cop 2, which is just awful. I mean, I haven't seen it, but from what little clips I've seen, it just looks, again, like it's cash grabbing on like the campiness of the original.
Speaking of cash grabs, I was so worried about Red Dead 2 when it was first announced, and I'm playing it, and holy fucking shit, it is my jam.
Yeah, I know I mentioned to you that I was going to see about buying it soon. Because I mentioned like how I was willing to boycott it for like that employee thing, the hundreds of hours thing. I don't know. I'm still not sold on it yet.
Here's the thing. That's what I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I was going to say it's just I'm not really just going to buy it like right now.
Yeah.
I might wait a couple of months still.
The secret of a game, and what I think, is that it's just full of so many fucking nice touches. Like, they completely understand everything the players will do. Like, I threw a dead guy in a pig pen and they ate him. How many game developers do you think will think about people throwing bodies in pig pens?
I mean, it sounds like a big step up from GTA 5. Because, like, I still... That's kind of what made me hesitant about Red Dead Redemption, is that... Or, yeah, Red Dead 2, is that GTA 5 is just such... It doesn't have that shelf life that, like, its predecessors had. So I was playing through GTA San Andreas recently, and it's so much more better than GTA 5. And that it actually feels like the world is alive.
Same here, like with Red Dead 2. What I will say, though, about 5 has gifted us with Trevor. Yeah. Trevor's probably the best thing coming out of that game.
Yeah, I wish that, I mean, I think I mentioned before in a different episode, but I wish that he was just the main character and didn't have Michael or Franklin. Or if they did have Michael and Franklin, they were more, like, better characters.
Yeah, you'd need a straight man for Trevor. Like,
Like, make it just him and Michael.
Yeah. Or, you could have like a duality, like, Franklin's character is like, yo, I'm black.
Yeah, he's just, like, he's the blank slate character. And it's just kind of annoying. I mean, like, characters, I think we mentioned before in another episode, in the PS2 era, you had characters like, CJ from GTA San Andreas is kind of a blank slate. He's a reactionary protagonist, and like he doesn't really have any personality other than go get the. No, I mean no, he's still like homies with Big Smoke and Ryder and like his crew. They all have their own distinct personalities, and Carl is sort of the cornerstone of all of them.
Yeah, like who I think one of my favorite characters is? Nico.
Oh yeah, he's such a great character.
And I love Nico, but I fucking love Roman. I want a Roman game. Can you picture like his misadventures? Like,
I mean, depending on what. Well, no, canonically he. Spoiler alert. Like the canon ending of GTA 5 is the one where Kate dies, because there's an Easter egg in GTA 5 where you can see Roman's. Not Facebook, Life Invader profile. He's still alive there.
Yeah, like, do you know who Miracle of Sound is?
Yeah.
He does a song called Nico, It's Your Cousin. It is probably one of my favorite songs ever. I
haven't heard it, but I'm picturing it to the beat of the Lisa's birthday song from the Michael Jackson episode of Simpsons.
I'm not sure, but it was like, Nico, it's your cousin. I just love, like, the accents.
Want to go bowling?
No, do you know what I would like to see? Nico has to work together with, like, Trevor in a future title. Can you picture the fucking sanity bed goes?
Yeah. I mean, the voice actor for Nico is not coming back, from what I understand. Like, they gypped him out on the voice acting bill or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, voice actors are notorious for being screwed over, from what I understand. They get paid, like, a lot less than what they make back.
That's... Yeah. You know what I was thinking about? Can you imagine, like... I was thinking about Grand Theft Auto for a minute. Do you remember back, like, in the 3D era? Because they have a 2D, 3D, and HD. Like, I kind of miss how the 3D era was, like, everyone was a walking parody, and that was, like, the best thing ever. Like, he's Yakuza. Hello, I am Samurai Man. Yo, homie, I'm the black dude character, 8-Ball.
Of 2 number 9s.
My favorite thing, I'm playing Hitman Blood Money, and I mentioned I have limited voice, and my favorite thing is like, hello, I'm the Hitman, is Mr. Swing King here. And I go, yo, Neil, what's up, my dude? He's hitting every, like, gangsta parody he can do. Like, there's a checklist, and they all have to hit it. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of music, I actually have, wrote down, for once, some talking points.
Yeah.
One of them is TikTok.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. And fuck TikTok. I'm sorry, I have a story here. Do you know, have you ever heard of, like, I think, a Caravan Palace?
No.
Crap, they're a band, they're electro swing. You know that Wonderland song they use, like, I'm not sure if it says it. They use one of my favorite songs in one of those fucking advertisements. That fucking pisses me off. Like, I'm not gonna be that, like, guy, oh yeah, they use the opening of Casimir in this action movie trailer, that's BS. No, I'm like, fuck you! At least it's an okay thing. This is just, like, some little preteen, like, little girl, broke up with her boyfriend, so she's gonna, like, put on, like, a black wig and furrow her head. It's like Vine, but even more retarded.
Yeah. I don't know, I like the trolls, like the troll videos.
Oh, there's trolls on there?
Yeah,
Okay.
so there's starting to be like a glimmer of light in this mountain of bullshit.
Yeah.
I like how, like you mentioned how retarded it is. Like I like how they're sort of taking advantage of the retardation and like making it something. Like, yeah, I know I shouldn't be advocating for cyberbullying or anything. It's not. I don't really see it as cyberbullying.
Yeah,
it's just pranks.
Yeah, you know what they should
It's just
do?
a prank, bro.
Anyways, what they should do, like, I haven't been like, the retardation levels in this app is getting too high. And the guy says, wipe the drool off their face, we can make a couple $1,000 more. Oh, God.
I've heard that TikTok is worth like $20 billion right now. Like the stock is that high.
We walk a lonely road.
And also, like, worst news is Zuckerberg, or like Facebook, is seeking to do their own TikTok variant on Facebook.
What's it gonna be called, like, thick fuck?
Probably, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of the most generic name possible that they could do that, like...
Face cap?
Like, probably just a Facebook music video app or something.
Yeah. Like, Facebook sucks the name, like, Facebook Video Application 6, Facebook Camera Application. Like, Zuckerberg was somewhere way back. He was, like, a rock star. And then he was killed by the reptilians of Zongar, and they replaced his skin with theirs.
Have you seen pictures of Jeff Bezos, the creator of Amazon?
No.
Like, there's, like, the before and after of, like...
How bad did it fuck him over?
Well, actually, like, he's improved. And
What?
that, like, he looks like 10 years ago, he looked like a English teacher. Like, he's all, like, wearing a sweater. And it's like, eh. And then, like, nowadays, he looks like a Metal Gear Solid boss.
Oh, my...
He's got sunglasses, got a military jacket, just...
God. I mean, he fucking owns Amazon. He's a warlord and doesn't even have a nation.
Well, yeah, the first time I saw that comparison, the caption was, he went from, I sell books to I sell whatever the fuck I want, bitch.
Now, you know what's going to happen these days when we have all these automated drones? Like, we're going to have, like, there's going to be a giant television screen open up in the sky. It's like Sony, but Amazon's written on it. People of Earth, we have come to collect, and all the drones hunt us down. Skynet is ran by this guy.
Wait, is it aliens or robots? Because you said people of Earth, so I immediately thought...
He's beyond Earth. He has become, like, an entity.
Yeah, he's, like, migrated to the moon or whatever.
Yeah. No, he bought the moon. It's Amazon moon.
Oh, yeah.
God. And all of, like, what's the fucking thing? Like, Echo is, like, hunting us down. It's the spy resistance.
Those dogs from Boston Dynamics. There's actually a Black Mirror episode that did that, actually.
Oh, God. The fucking dogs scare me. Because I'm afraid, like, you'll hear, like, the crunk, clunk, clunk, and you see it, like, dragging its legs as it got shot. And then the legs spin back up, and it looks at you. And you hear predator mode engage.
Have you seen the Atlas video that they put out?
What's that?
The one, like, that's the bipedal robot.
I need to check that. We're going to be having Metal Gears in a couple of years, believe it or not.
Absolutely.
I'd fucking become a Metal Gear pilot. Shit. I'd be a Metal Gear boss. I have the beard for it.
Yeah, I'd be what are the robots in Zone of the Enders called?
Enders?
Or, yeah, I'd be an Ender pilot. Or a Gundam pilots. We're just going with any mech.
No, if we're going any mech, I'm fucking picking not Evangelion, because it'd probably make you go insane because they're eldritch monstrosities. I'd go fucking like Voltron Giant Cat. It's a Voltron robot. There's only one guy there. Can you imagine it? He's got like little like strings and like levers and all the other parts, and he's like cranking them back and forth. Come on! Oh, Voltron fans, you know that new show?
Yeah.
Their fans fucking disgust me. I'm sorry.
I've heard that the fan base is terrible, but I haven't seen it firsthand yet.
So yeah, I finally encountered Voltron fangirls and boys, and I walked in the room and I hit down and they came over. Like, here's the thing, you know, shipping wars. They're even more intense shipping wars. They're like shipping genocides.
Yeah, that's what I have heard. Yeah.
Yeah, like, dude. And they also have the theory, it's a poly group, you know, everyone, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, you know, that's shit, but, like, no.
Yeah,
okay, maybe it's kind of degenerate behavior, but at the same time, like, half of them are preteens. There's no way we're fucking all, well, okay, they're teens, they're locked in giant steel cats all day, we have no idea what they're doing. Yeah.
I remember the original Voltron, was it made in the 70s?
Yeah.
I remember there was an episode where, like, the girl, who I guess is actually a princess of, like, the country that they're defending.
Yeah.
And, like, it's after a battle, they're all jumping in the moat, and, like, she jumps in, and, like, her top falls off. You don't actually see her boobs, but, like, her top floats by in the water, and
all those animators start drawing even harder.
You know, like my 10-year-old self is drawing harder also.
Woo! Yeah. Like you know that time.
That's a moment where you look over your shoulder to make sure your mom's not watching.
It would be worse if you looked over and your dad's watching, staring at the screen intently.
And he's just like, and he gives you the thumbs up.
Yeah, you know it's really awkward. When I was playing God of War and my mom walked over, I just beat the Hydra. I have never shut off a TV faster in my life. Like, I was halfway across the room. You could put me halfway across the room. I'd throw a fucking, like, controller and hit the off screen in. Man, I miss Mega Man style games where, like, I know there's a new one coming out, but it's like you pick what level you fight the bosses in. I miss that stuff.
Yeah.
Because it was strategic. Like, do you want to fight Boomerang Kawanger or Spark Mandrill? Holy shit, I remember the characters' names from Mega Man X. Mega Man X is my favorite series of Mega Man.
Yeah, I've heard that Mega Man X is one of the best Mega Man games.
Kind of what's weird, I like the Mavericks better than the Robot Masters. Because, like, it's a fucking moose with ice power. Yeah, but, you know. Games have really changed.
Oh, speaking of which, there's a new Bubsy game coming out.
What's it called?
It's called Paws on Fire. It's apparently being made by the same guys who did Bit Trip Runner.
I pray to God that it's a Conquer-style reboot.
Like, that's what I want. That's what I want, is a...
And it should be written by, like the most fucked up comedians they can find. Like, have a joke, like there's a little, like, there's a level, you could, like, if it's on the Switch, you control a little coat hanger and you walk into the abortion clinic. Yeah. Like, really fucked up humor.
Yeah, it's like, or it would be like, and actually, I mentioned this, like, my proposal for like a gory Bubsy game. I mentioned this on Spaz Kid's stream. Spaz Kid is a Newgrounds animator. He did the Sonic True animated, and like when he saw my comment, he's like, yeah, there should be like an opening scene where there's like a video game award show, and there's all these knockoff of Link and Mario and Sonic. And they're having an award show, and then Bubsy kicks down the door. He just opens fire with 2 machine guns on the audience. I'd be like, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, oh man. Do you know what else I've seen that recently? Do you know who Jay Stryker is?
Sounds familiar.
He's a locale nerd who is probably my new favorite thing. He honestly believes that they teach gun kata in the Marines. And he's a Call of Duty, man, he's the Call of Duty nerd at its apex. Like, my favorite thing is that there's this joke. He wrote a novel about a character named Jack Stryker, not Jay Stryker. Here's where it gets funny, though. Or not funny. Someone found out it's really a rip off this one book called Ghost. I want to talk about Ghost for a minute. It's basically, there's a scene where if a guy fucking kills Osama bin Laden, gives his head for president, has paid money, and gets a harem of 16 to 17-year-old girls, and becomes a warlord who opens up his own country. And I'm going, like, wow. That's basically Big Boss.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like Metal Gear Solid, but written by a retard.
Okay, so Metal Gear... I'm kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, Kojima, that's, like, debatable.
Yeah, like... I fucking love Big Boss. Big Boss has one of my favorite... He's just fucking awesome! He's an old man with an eye patch and a cigar. I don't know why that makes you cool if you have an eye patch and a cigar and old.
Yeah, that is interesting. I want to say that's, like, cultural DNA from, like, Escape from New York.
Maybe even, like, far, like, True Regret, even.
Yeah, like, has that old cowboy stereotype.
Like, maybe if we go back far enough, there's, like, a one-eyed Viking with like, he invented cigars. Oh. His name is Firebeard. And we go back far enough, and there's, like, I keep making caveman jokes. And there's, like, a caveman who lost his eye to a saber tooth, so he cut off its fang and sticks it in his mouth to suck on when he's walking around. Man, he's old. He's fucking 12 years old. You don't mess with a 12-year-old.
I can't think of any, like, good caveman games.
Debatable crap. There's this one on the, I think Genesis, actually. You play this game and you had to kill things.
Mm-hmm. There's a Granddad, yeah. You're aware of that meme?
What?
The Granddad. It was like a Vine Sauce meme.
Where,
it's going to sound a lot less funny when I explain it to you now.
Yeah.
But Joel was streaming like these bootleg.
Wasn't it like his Flintstones thing?
Yeah, Flintstones.
Oh yeah.
And that like the title screen just said Granddad and a picture of Mario, and then Flintstones music starts playing. And then when he actually boots up the game, it's like Fred Flintstone with a Mario head. And, like, nobody in the Vine Sauce community will shut the hell up about it. So whenever you mention, like, the words grand or dad, then everybody just starts spamming in chat, Granddad, Flintstones, and it's the most annoying shit ever.
So, have you realized that the Vine Sauce community is kind of autistic?
Yeah.
In the best way, though. Maybe the best way.
Depends on, like, who you're following, I think. I don't know. Like, overall, there is a fine layer of autism, but, like, it's more concentrated under some streamers, like Joel... I think has more of an autistic community than Vinny. I mean, I feel kind of bad for using the word autistic, but we're both autistic, so it's our word. We can say it however.
Yeah, like if some like guy on like 4chan, if we somehow meet, like, hey, you autistic fucker, you spaz. I go, I'm autistic. What about you?
Turn our autism caps backwards.
No, like the autism beam activates, our eyes start glowing. We shoot out fire beams.
Or no, we shoot out like electricity because we zap to the extreme.
I have a question for you. Have you ever really, really nerded out a moment you shouldn't have?
Yeah.
I did at work, or not work, or it was actually a family thing. Mm-hmm. I came from work and I'm talking to like one of my, hanging out with my sister and her friend Jess there. And what happens is, she says, oh, you see that King of a Monster trailer, Zach? And she said, isn't it cool that like they have that fire-breathing pterodactyl? And I stopped. Did you know that the fire breath is a reference to Godzilla against Mechagodzilla when he was able to die and turn into fire, and to rebuild Godzilla's second brain to fight Mechagodzilla? And I stopped. And I felt like I have become a monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't remember any specific moments where I have. I do remember this moment at the Spectrum where like some kids at a different lunch table, they were talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!, specifically the Dark Magician girl, and saying like, oh, she's super hot. And then a teacher comes over, she's like, you shouldn't be saying that stuff about cartoon women. And I'm like...
years down the line,
yeah.
We're all sitting there, we're all, but like, engage Rule 34.
We've won the war on like against the people who wish us to not have waifus or whatever.
No, you know who's really fucked up? The Yu-Gi-Oh! Waifu nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you think about like, they're never mentioned very often. Mm-hmm. Asuka, Rei, Haruhi Suzumiya, that chick, the weird, the nerd girl from, Black. Wadamote.
Yeah, that's I can't remember her name.
Indigo?
No, damn it! I should know this. She's like
she's she's one of my favorite anime characters. Tomoko. Yeah. By the way, you know what I always think? There's those really really weird guys. Yeah, I like these animes where the girls get eat by zombies and I was in this chat. This guy was talking about the very specific thing he likes in animes when girl characters get devoured in blood sprays and shit like that.
That reminds me. There's a idol anime about zombie girls. It just came out.
Are they zombies or anime zombies?
They're sort of a combination of the both. Cause
I wouldn't mind that as an idea.
Yeah, it's an idol anime, and it's they put on a lot of makeup when they go outside, but when they come home, it's when they take out the makeup, then it's their body parts are falling off.
Oh god, that's actually kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, it does look pretty cool. And even people who don't like idol animes, they're getting into it, and so it's they're being indoctrinated into the idol lifestyle.
I only seen one idol anime. It was a fucking mecha as well. Da-da, let me sing and dance. Cut to robots, civil war in space, guns blazing. Cut back to her dancing and singing.
Yeah. Well, that's actually where idol animes took off from. Is they started out as being subplots in Gundam or something, and that the idol stuff sold so well that it ended up being the stuff that financed the studios making mecha animes.
Did you know that Neon Genesis Evangelion made an official fucking hentai to get money to finish some parts of a show?
I think you mentioned that before. Yeah.
Apparently, it's somewhere online, but it's in a Be gone! Thought.
You ever seen that? I saw this clip of Bill Burr stand up, and he's talking about guys who have umbrellas or faggots or something. Or he's just he's saying, whenever I see a guy with an umbrella on the street, I'm like, hey, look at this guy, he's got an umbrella, what a fag! And it's just
I love Bill Burr.
Yeah, he's great.
Bill Burr's fucking great. Have you seen a show F is for Family?
Oh, that's a good one.
F is for Family reminds me way too much of my family at times. I'm not from that generation, but my family is.
Apparently, it was based on his family upbringing or something. I know that the little boy character, his name is Bill, so I assume that's him as a young boy.
Probably it's just a nod, I'd say, but there is some. I think what I take is that probably all both kids are, or all three kids are based on him at different points.
Yeah, all the kids and the dad. I'm sure that. Yeah, I think that they're all based on bits of his personality.
Yeah, so I met this person online, and I meet a lot of fucking people online. I use Discord, and I just go to a chat, hang out a few days, leave because they're all fucking nuts, or I'm nuts. And that's one says, yeah, basically, if you make a character, you're their fucking parents. And I thought about this. Their DNA, character-wise, story, personality, physical, comes from you in some way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. I was thinking about this, and I go, wow, I have a lot of fucking degenerate characters. What does that mean about me? It's interesting because there's this point where you really where partially you separate the author and the character, but even then you can't really, can you? Mm-hmm. How far can you cut down, a character before they're really just the creator in some form?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at that point, I'd say, no matter how horrible the creator or characters are, it depends on whether the story is entertaining or not.
What I was thinking about? I was thinking about something there. Have you realized that stories have stopped using prophecies as a big point? That's kind of become a dead thing.
Yeah.
Because prophecies are inherently a flawed idea. Mm-hmm. Butterfly effect. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I think would be fucking entertaining about that? You are the hero of, you're the hero of time, Link. Go forth, prosper, and get that fucking Triforce. And then, he just murders people, becomes, goes to bars, get drunk, Ganon wins. You don't see a lot of heroes where the hero fucks up and it stays fucked up. I think about this,
The only one, the one I can think of off the top of my head is Berserk.
Yeah, so wait, he's a prophesized hero and fucks up and stays.
I don't think it's a prophecy. It's more like the apocalypse is prophesized. Oh. And that, he happens to be friends with the guy who initiates the apocalypse.
I'm sorry. That's a story in and of itself. Hey, Bob, what you doing? Well, there's this thing called the seal that I'm going to break. Oh, does it go, honk, honk? No. It's the fucking blood of Christ or some shit. I don't know.
I mean, that's the golden age in a nutshell, from what I understand. I haven't gotten through like all of Berserk yet.
Yeah, it seems like really long.
It's really good though.
I can't read really long stuff because I start getting bored or I start ripping it off. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like reading stuff, but I'm a very derivative writer. I have to avoid copying too much from one pot.
Mm-hmm. Like, I stick to copying themes.
That's what I mean. Yeah. But like, or what I've been trying to do is if I take a theme, think of a new way to spin it.
Yeah.
You know. Also, I really want there to be like a really shitty adaptation of Berserk as a Netflix movie. Did you see the Witcher thing with Henry Cavill?
I saw that, yeah.
That is the fucking worst. Like, he needs a beard. I'm sorry.
Apparently that's just a makeup test, though. It's not official.
I'm sorry. I saw that, like, here's that cosplay. I apologize. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. I get protective about Witcher.
Yeah, it looks like the effect they use in, like, soap operas where they, like, shows an old man, or a guy wearing old man makeup.
No, like...
And, like, they give them the long gray wig or something.
Yeah, like, dude, no, like, give him a better wig. Yeah. Tussle it up. Get it dirty. Because, you know, I'm sorry.
Well, like I said, that's just a makeup test.
Yeah.
So, hopefully it'll look better. Hopefully the show will be good. I've heard that they're, like, avoiding looking for, like, white people or something in the cast, though. They're, like, recasting, like, Ciri is going to be, like, dark skinned or whatever. Like, just doesn't really make any sense.
Hey, I have a question for you. Did you hear about the Monster Hunter movie?
No.
So, are you familiar with Monster Hunter at all? You've played World? It's based on World, sort of.
Okay, I haven't played World, but I've seen gameplay of it.
A U.S. Army soldier gets fucking sucked into the Monster Hunter world and has to fight Rathaloses when they invade our world. And it's directed by the guy who did the Resident Evil movies. Oh. There is so, like, I'm sorry, there's a reason why we can't have video game movies.
I mean, you had me there until you mentioned the Resident Evil director.
They had me until they mentioned there was a movie. I'm sorry.
There's going to be an Attack on Titan movie. It's directed by the guy who directed it. So I don't know how to feel about that.
He's a good director, but we're going to start hitting where we're going to get into, like, the anime revival things. Hey, do you think we're going to hit that age where we're just going to get animes or going to be the new video game movies?
I've heard people say that we might be approaching that.
That is a day that I will be glad when it ends.
Yeah. Like, I'm less enthusiastic of the Battle Angel movie the closer we get to it.
Yeah, like, oh, no. You know what I'm fucking worried about? Like, when they do Evangelion. Here's weird. I'm not sure how I feel about Eva. Because parts of me want to cast it out from our home, but the other parts, like, it kind of made me think a lot about... Because, like, Evangelion made me think about a lot about how people are. Because if you think about it, every character is technically a horrible person, but they're also got good to them, even Gendo. Mm. But at the same time, it's fucking awful. Mm. There's things about it that I like and hate, and you know what they're going to do with a movie? Enter Shinji Ikari. No. Enter Stanley Icarus.
Yeah, that's what, like, it was going to be Shane Icarus is what I, like.
Shane Icarus is actually not a bad name.
Mm-hmm. Like, I actually had, like, an idea of, like, the plots. That, like, if it was an American version, it would be, like, you have, sort of the same thing, but, like, he would be, like, in his, like, 17 instead of, like, how old is he, like, 12 in the anime?
15.
Yeah, so he would probably be older.
Asuka's 13.
Yeah. And it would probably be like him learning to like get along with his father or something. And I had this idea of like him, like Gendo, like bought Shinji like a motorcycle for his birthday, but he doesn't know how to ride a motorcycle.
And that'd be a subplot.
Yeah, that like he has to get to the nerve base in time, and then he looks to his like the bicycle that hasn't been touched in years, and he's like wobbling on.
No, it has to be Gendo's bike. He has to use Gendo's bike to get there, and that's like the dad's being ridden by his father.
Well, the thing that like the idea is that since it's a gift, it has the words "congratulations" written across it.
Okay, that's fucking awesome. But like, if they do that, they have to make Kaoru a girl. There is no way an American film is going to have that much of an ambiguously gay character. Because the thing is, in this modern climate, it's worse to be ambiguously gay than straight out gay.
Yeah, either he's gonna be a girl or it's like he's the
bro dude,
the heterosexual bro dude.
Hey, do you know what my favorite touch is? Remember when he dies, you see the hand and make sure that thing fall. If you do freeze frame, the Ava fucking popped his head off, and that's like my favorite touch. You don't really see a lot of it. Do you know what'd be kind of cool for an idea? A story where like the mechs are like giant riot control. That'd be kind of cool. Like, it follows like the law enforcement dudes in this time of uncertainty. You could, I might play with that for an idea. Also, I want to talk about 90s comics, especially Image comics. They fucking suck. Like I'm sorry, it was the date of pouches and like smoke the cigar. I'm a tough guy.
You know what that's a result of?
What?
Is people were trying to copy Watchmen.
Oh, yeah, fuck. I love Watchmen, but it's like, I'm sorry. There's a really nice cake. It's a good flavor. It's a good recipe. But spice it up now and again. If you keep making chocolate cake, no one's going to eat chocolate cake. We want some fucking existential crisis cake once in a while. I don't know.
Yeah, but with the 90s comics, it was like they tried to make a chocolate cake based on what the other cake looked like, so they just like threw in a bunch of shit, threw it in the oven, and it came out undercooked, so they just put like a pile of icing on top of it.
Yeah, so I've been playing my own graphic novel that's me taking a long, deep stab at comics. And actually, you made me think about this today. There's the main character is a fucking gang Orca, but more retard. I'm sorry, man. It's like. Yeah. You know what I also miss? I miss Raoul Liefeld's art. I didn't like his art, but I don't like his art, but I like his art. It's like I don't want it in the comics I like, but I wouldn't mind seeing really shittily drawn people. Didn't he used to copy or trace porn stars?
Was that him or was that somebody else? Because I remember, I watched a video, and it was of a different artist, but he also did that, where he, traced porn artists. Porn models, whatever.
Yeah, shitty comic art's kind of sometimes better than good comic art. It's more entertaining when you're trying to figure out, how does she have a spine if she bends like that?
I mean, have you read Squirrel Girl?
Which one? New one?
The new one, yeah.
I read, the first volume.
Have you seen the art in that?
I'd rather Rob Liefeld. I want Rob Liefeld instead.
You're saying it's the style.
Yeah, the style of that kind of bad art. You know what I mean? There's different kinds of bad art now. You get the pouch, grenades, super inefficient guns.
Yeah, it's the stuff that looks good if you look at it for a second.
Yeah.
But when you actually start to digest the image, then you start to see oh, that doesn't make any sense at all. Why is his arm bending that way? What?
Or look at Cable's guns.
Yeah.
Cable's guns are the best shit ever.
Yeah, it's 5 guns stapled together from what I remember.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite joke in Deadpool 2, actually, is when they make, have you seen Deadpool 2?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
They make a joke about Cable's guns. And it was pretty good. I was thinking about, I was watching this video, I don't remember who did it. It was, Shrek 2 is the best sequel ever made.
I've heard that. I haven't gotten a chance to rewatch Shrek 2 lately, because that's not on Netflix yet.
I own it on DVD, and I've been rewatching it.
Is it as good as they say?
Yeah. Okay. There's a thing I've never realized how good the music was. Because just play an ear rape, and then I saw her face, now I'm a bully. Yeah, but
I always think of Somebody Once Told Me. Yeah.
Yeah, I had Kids, remember Kids Rock?
Oh, yeah, Kids Bop. They still release stuff too.
What are we up to? Kids Bop 600?
Well, it's certainly higher than the maximum age requirement needed to still be a kid.
I want to hear them do fucking Gucci Gang on Kids Bop. Gucci. Have you seen the 4chan green text post about Vietnam too?
No, I haven't.
Basically, imagine a Vietnamese farmer listening to Lil Yachty playing as they're being napalmed. A kid jumps out of a Pickle Rick helmet on. He eats the dude into the Fortnite dance. I'm just speaking words I don't actually understand here because I fucking hate Gen Z.
And it's surprisingly what's the word I'm looking for?
Complex?
Cohesive for what you're describing.
Yeah, it's do you think Gen Z is gonna be interesting when they get older?
I've heard stuff about like people think that Gen Z is going to overtake us in terms of like intelligence, at least. Like kids are getting smarter every day. I mean, like supposedly. I mean, we look at all these kids doing Fortnite dances and we think to ourselves,
That's not even Fortnite dances. Like, I mentioned this before in a podcast. I saw a kid get his ass whipped because of Fortnite. Did I tell you about that? He got like the really expensive like PlayStation card, and he snuck it in the yeah. Like no, like kids need to be.
I saw this it was like a edit of like My Hero Academia. Mm-hmm. It was like they had like some characters with like they photoshopped a different haircut onto them, and it was the one where like they shave off the sides of their head, their hair. And people were in the comments were like, "Oh, that looks terrible. They look like lesbians." And I couldn't help but think later that day when I was like, I was thinking about like how in the '60s you had kids growing their hair out, and like adults saying the same thing, like, "Oh, you look like a girl. You're gonna get your ass kicked." And it's funny seeing the parallels when you think about it back then compared to what's like now.
Parenting never changes.
Exactly. I mean, not that I would know.
No, parenting never changes because these kids don't get their fucking asses kicked. I tell you what, I act like one of these motherfuckers here. I get my ass beat in a circle. Yeah. You've seen my mom. Love my mom. She only had to beat my ass once. She did that once. I never acted a fool again.
I mean, I look back at myself at like age 12 or like around that age, and like I acted pretty retarded back then.
Okay.
So.
I mean, like there's a period when I am not 100% sure kids use their primate brain until a certain age. We're just playing off mammalian, reptilian. Like, the food, fight, Fortnite instead of fuck, And then the primate brain kicks in like, whoa, guys!
Wait a minute. 2D women are greater than 3D women.
I'm sorry. Like, no, Timmy, don't look! And the kid turns and it's got like fucking like Christian face. I've seen it all, Mom. You can't hide it. You know what meme I miss? Oh, look, it's retarded.
Oh, yeah.
There's no gay meme. There's been a couple memes that have gone in past that were kind of okay.
I'm subscribed to the shitpost bot on Facebook. Have you ever seen like those memes? Shitpost bot is they take a bunch of images and templates and they combine them, and then like whatever like gets posted automatically is like considered like a shitpost meme, and like some of them actually work. And like a surprisingly large amount have worked this month. I would recommend looking at it.
What if it's got an adaptive AI?
Yeah, that's what the meme is. Like whenever something makes sense, then like there's 50 comments going sentience.
What a couple hundred years, he says it's like Terminator, and you see like John Connor, he's bleeding out, crawling on the sand and rubble. Before the robot walks over, grabs him, lifts him up. It's the shitpost box icon of a helmet. And it goes, yeet! And throws him to his death. I'm sorry. God. You know what other thing is like the black Twitter, Scottish Twitter, white Twitter. Scottish Twitter is my favorite thing. Have you seen any of it?
I don't think so. Scottish
people, apparently, they don't speak English. They just speak a facsimile of English. Like, my favorite thing is that, like, apparently, it goes like, I came home and my mom made me some fajitas. Honestly, I could shag her sometimes. I'm like, what? Like, it makes me kind of like it's interesting that websites are beginning. It's almost like a weird segregation of shorts, like where like-minded individuals are meeting up, going like, "Yo, bro, yeah, that's cool. Let's hang out."
It seems like we're getting more and smaller, like communities.
The bridges are falling apart, sort of.
Yeah.
Once,
we're breaking the conditioning.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's interesting how like social behavior in real life affects the internet life and how they mimic each other.
Yeah.
I just can't wait till we get like an internet war if it turns to an actual war.
I mean, that might not be too far off.
I want Christian Paler. It's like Chris Chan and he's standing there, like picture like the Vlad Tepes robe, but it's all like Chris Chan striped colors and he's walking over and he goes, "Zap to the extreme!" And he's throwing people. Ashley, can you do that in a Chris Chan voice?
Oh, Zap to the extreme, why don't you?
I'm sorry, man.
Why don't you take a hike, trolls?
I just love Chris Chan's voice at times because he's got this weird voice like a Muppet. He sounds like a Muppet to me.
Yeah, actually.
He sounds like he'd be like Zappo, he would be like Kermit's retarded brother. Keep locked in the basement. Kermit's making actual good movie reviews, except he didn't like Toy Story 3.
Oh, is that the...
That's a real thing. His real brother...
Yeah, the Cole.
Yeah, Cole. Yeah. Cole Smithy, is that his name?
Yep.
Cole Smithy sounds like the fakest name I ever heard.
Kind of, yeah.
Sounds like a porn star name. Like Cole Smithy.
Oh, I was just thinking about this before I got here. Are you familiar with Mark Crilley?
Who?
Mark Crilley is a artist who's he's done like these drawing tutorials on YouTube for almost a decade now. I want to say more than a decade, but he's like done like how to draw manga videos.
Oh.
He actually knows how to draw manga though, and he's a really good artist. He's put out like a few series of his own American manga too. And the latest one was Brody's Ghost. I think he's still doing that one. I'm not sure if he's wrapped up the story in that one yet.
What's it about?
It's about it's like set in the future in like this dystopian world where it like centers around this character named Brody, who's this sort of slacker type guy. He's unemployed, and one day he is encountered by this ghost girl, and like the ghost girl because like he's the only person who can see her apparently, and like she wants him to find her killer. So like he goes through this training under another ghost sensei, learns martial arts and learns like telekinesis, and has to go like beat up gang members and like find this serial killer guy.
Sounds kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho in a way.
Yeah, it does have that sort of vibe to it. Also, Bale Angel from like some of the environments seem based off of that, or Ghost in the Shell. There's even like a point where like he like poses as an FBI investigator and like cuts his hair, and like his hair could actually make him kind of look like Light from Death Note.
Oh god.
There's a bunch of different references here and there. And it's a pretty okay book.
Would you say his stories are good?
Oh, that's where he sort of struggled.
Is he a better artist than writer?
He's a better artist than writer. He's a good writer, though. It's just that, like, the story of Brody's Ghost feels kind of bland. It feels like he's, like... Well, the thing about Mark is that he writes for kids mostly.
I see.
This one's more marketed towards teenagers, and it does come across like he's trying not to do... Like, he's trying to just toe the line. He's not trying to push any envelopes. And, like, there's some parts where that also bleeds into the art, where it seems like he's restraining the expressions of his characters. Technically his art looks good. It's just that when it comes to expressiveness in his
he's playing with his cards close to the chest.
Yeah, I think that's the way to put it.
I have a question for you.
Like, I wish that he would just I made a comment on Twitter a while ago saying, imagine if he wrote a hentai, and I'd be like, yeah.
Oh wait, I want to say this real quick. I just figure out why cat girls have 4 ears. So they have the 2 here and the 2 there. Mm-hmm. It's directional hearing when they were predators out in the wild, so they could pick up where the direction is the way they hear it.
Elon Musk is taking notes right now.
Yeah, like Elon. That's actually why we're super predators. Cat girls blend in with human society to hunt humans. That'd be a cool story. Cat girls is like the villains. Oh, look at it. Oh, you get these like the 2 weeb neats, and they go, look here, we got a cat girl. She lived in the box, and then she jumps on one, swings her claws, disemboweling him. Hey, Takina, you want an idea for a new pumpkin? Yeah. He's actually never. I wonder if he's ever planned so far all the villains have been males, or at least non-humanoids. Mm-hmm. He's never done a humanoid male villain, from what I've seen, or a humanoid female villain.
There was that Pinky video.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Pinky.
Yeah. It's pretty clear that both the guy and the girl in that are both equally evil.
Oh man. Oh yeah, I was thinking about this. Brody's ghost sounds like it's his ghost that he physically owns, like he enslaved it.
I mean, if in the hands of another manga artist, that would probably be the case.
Do you think that ghost slavery would ever be an interesting idea for a story? Like, that could be a Ghostbusters, a sequel of sorts. Where an evil corporation is enslaving ghosts for, yes, hypnotically spread the message by my... Call it the Savannah. because it's another landmass like the Amazon. Amazon it would be a pretty good idea for like a villain corporation, because they always do like the evil biomedical company or the evil arms dealer. What about the distributor that just rules the world with drones and spies? It'd be interesting for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen anything like that recently. Have you?
No, I've never seen it at all.
That's because the corporations really do own the world now. You can't speak ill of them. Otherwise,
All of a sudden, like, Cortana. Wouldn't it be terrifying if Cortana could, like, manifest like in Halo, but it could, like, physically manifest and pick up a knife?
I was going to say, like, it would be terrifying if, like, Amazon Echo could, like, read your thoughts. I think, like, maybe that's what we're headed toward.
Like, you know, like, guy walks out of his shitter, walks into the living room and says, "You forgot to flush." What? "Oh, yes, you forgot to flush." Like, or,
My biometric scanners indicate...
yeah. You know, we made a device that can actually read your thoughts. It connects to your jaw, because when you think, your jaw makes microscopic movements that connects to speech. So it will actually read aloud what you're most likely thinking.
So it's like you can like read your lips in a way.
Yeah.
Or like your jaw.
Because your jaw tells everything you think. Hey, why is Shadman drooling?
Not sure I...
No, like, you know, he's saying about, like, I don't know, whenever I, like, picture, like, Shadman, I always, like, picture him being drawn, like, one of those 1930s wolf cartoons, like that, you know, the one where he was howling at the girl. So, like, I don't know.
I saw one, like, drawing of him, Zone, and Red or -8. They're all, like, drawn in, like, as Billy and Mandy characters.
Was he grim?
Yeah, of course.
Dude, I just meant I wouldn't, like, you know how you have those guys who animate their own Cuphead bosses? I wouldn't mind seeing, like, a Shadman-style Cuphead boss for the female Cup. I love, when I say bending numbers, I meant, like, Cuphead. Cuphead, because I love Cuphead's animation style.
Yeah, I was watching a behind the scenes from GameSpot on the making of Cuphead. Apparently, like before they even like got started, they did like the lead art director didn't actually know that much about animation. He just self-taught himself like as they were producing it. And apparently like it was never meant to be like all 1930s style animation. It's like there's going to be some parts. I think there's going to be like a small fraction of what was going to be the full game, and that there were going to be segments like set around like arts and crafts styles from like second grade stuff, so like turkey hand drawings and stuff.
No, you know what would have been cool? If every level or like every major chapter was a different style of animation, like the 30s.
I heard that that's what they were going to do for the sequel, that the next one is going to focus on like 1950s animation.
That'd be cool. And like, you know, you could have like DLC for the 80s.
Then you go into like, yeah, I was going to say like...
No, the epic 90s. Picture epic 90s Cuphead.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. And like, I picture like Sonic the Hedgehog style art. Not the kind you're thinking of.
No, I wasn't. I was just like thinking of like Sonic X, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
I like Sonic X, to be honest.
Like, I still like the original Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like
I've never actually seen a full episode of that.
Really?
That's Pingus one, right?
Yeah. I like how that's what we know it is now.
Well, I have a reason why I don't like it, to be honest. So I have this bad habit: if I don't like someone, I hate stuff that I associate with them. And I mentioned that creepy Everkin for Robot Jones. He was obsessed with Pingus. I mean, he may have gotten a tattoo of Pingus.
I can...
I honestly hope it's on a shoulder, a forearm, maybe a forehead.
I remember, like, watching YouTube poop back in the day, and, like, that was just everywhere.
Pingus,
snooping as usual.
Have you seen those videos where they take, like, half the beats of a song?
I'm...
Like, if the beat's like YMCA is YEAA or YEA.
I haven't seen those.
They're pretty cool, actually.
I remember Video Game Donkey, like his review of Cuphead, he was showing some of his old videos from Newgrounds when he was like 12 years old. Oh, and like one was a parody of YMCA, but instead it was like, it's fun to be at the FUCK. It's fun. Yeah, it's like I actually thought it was funny, but he was like super embarrassed by it.
You're always embarrassed by the earliest stuff you did.
I don't know. Like I wanted, I'm actually disappointed that like my old writings are lost forever. Like that one Toontown fan fiction that I did when I was like 12, I think. Like, did I ever mention that to you?
What?
There's like a chapter where they meet Donald Trump. Because, like, The Apprentice was big back in the day. And I'm so...
What, Donald Trump?
Yeah, like my fan fiction.
Of what?
Like they went to, like, this cartoon version of New York City, and Donald Trump and the rest of the cast of The Apprentice was...
Who went there? Because I totally blanked out when you said Donald Trump because I think of The Apprentice.
It was, like, my own OCs.
I see. I'm sorry, I'm just picturing... I'm sorry.
Like, I'm so mad that that's lost forever.
You know, I probably, unless they delete my profile, I could probably pull up some of my old fanfictions on fanfiction.net. Now, excuse me as I, flagellate with a whip to forget those memories, because fanfiction.net was an early dark chapter of my internet life.
What? Give me the lemons. Give me the lemons.
Oh, speaking of dark internet, are you going to do NoFap this year?
Are you?
I'm thinking about it. Have you seen those memes where they they catalog their days no-fapping, and then they talk about like developing psychic powers and stuff?
You know, it'd be kind of interesting to make a fucking bet out of it.
Oh yeah, like in Seinfeld, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to put money on the table for that.
$20 is mine.
All right. Yeah.
I'm kidding, man. Or whatever. No. Actually, no. I don't know. What the fuck?
We'll discuss this matter later.
Yeah. Because, I'd have to be collecting some tips, because, fuck. People who marry don't get fucking tips. I hope they all get divorced. I'm sorry. Because, these fucking married people need to... if they're getting married, she didn't even fucking pick up if they were unwrapping gifts. They threw these fucking wrapping papers everywhere. I want them to get a divorce, and I hope they at least lose 2 children to, SIDS. I got so fucking mad. One of them fell asleep drinking red wine, and the entire bed looks like it had a period of the Japanese flag.
Hey, just for context, you clean a hotel.
Yeah, I work at a hotel, yes.
Right. So this is what it's like working in the service industry.
I'm sorry. Fuck these people.
I was actually went to the IHOP last weekend with my mom, and there were 3 groups of they had these little kids brought in, so they're just surrounding us.
Oh fuck! I hate those fucking little bastards. Yeah. What'd they do?
I can't remember specifically. They were just being loud and running around and stuff.
There should be a law that you're allowed to smack a kid if he's being too loud.
I know that there's some restaurants that actually don't allow kids, and they actually do really well.
Okay, I fuck. If you're gonna have a kid, when I was a little kid, I wasn't thinking, I'd be a fucking shit. I'm sorry, I hate kids. Mm-hmm. Also, do you know who I hate more than kids? People who shit in the beds. Shit in the beds and people who jack off in the bed.
I didn't realize shitting in the bed was a common thing.
Well, either you're shitting in the bed or when they're getting dressed, they don't wipe their ass good enough. And here's the even worse. If you fucking shit the bed, or at least there's some fecal stain on the bed, would you leave a tip?
Probably, yeah.
These people... Okay, one time, apparently someone left a $65 tip. I'm fucking mad that somebody told me that. You don't tell someone that... And they didn't say who got it. Yeah. But I found out disabled people tip the best. People who can't walk, or walkers, or, dwarfism. I'll talk about dwarfism. My sister went to a haunted house with her... my sister Jessica with her friend Jess. Well, what happened was that Jess got sloppy drunk. Twerking in the line drunk. And it was Carnival of Horrors, and they had a midget in a bunny outfit. And Jess tried stealing the midget. She said, I'm taking this bunny home. And he's like, fucking get this bitch off me. I'd like... Oh, man. One last thing about hotels, real quick. These people fucking tip like old people fuck, sloppily and without purpose. Okay, I'm good. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine.
I have to let it out.
Yeah, it's a good...
Because I work tomorrow, and if I fucking do that work, they'll hang me.
Okay.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, we're not going to say where you work either, so, yeah. What else can we talk? I think we can wrap up soon. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we wrap up?
No, except one thing. What looks better? Giant mustaches or giant beards? Just your mustache or just giant beard?
On men, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably beards.
Okay, second question. You have a choice. Most beautiful woman in the world, but she either has a giant, like, Abraham Lincoln beard or a Sam Elliott mustache. Perfect girl, can't shave it off. What would you prefer?
My hand.
Well, I almost said I've been Tony.
I've been Tony.
I've been Zach.
And this has been The Monkey Bar.